Hello, welcome to the Late Night Podcast, and today I'm here as your host, Eric. Today we'll be talking about Jurassic Park: The Lost World, sequel to the famous Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. Ooh, fun. So here's your spoiler warning if you haven't read the book or watched the movie. So go do that, or your book will be spoiled, or movie. Tonight I'll be talking about cliffhanger questions Michael Crichton left all of us with in the sequel, interesting facts I found out about The Lost World only after researching, and top differences between the book and the movie. Just to refresh your memory, I'll give you a minor summary of The Lost World. So, 6 years after the failure in Jurassic Park, Richard Levine and Ian Malcolm, who was mysteriously revived, discover another island belonging to InGen, called Site B. Isla Nublar was only the first part of the equation, as dinosaurs had to come from somewhere. And Ian Malcolm and Richard Levine discovered that Isla Sorna was a secret breeding grounds for Jurassic Park. Levine suddenly disappears, leaving Malcolm to fear that he already set out for the island. Oh no. So Eddie Carr and Doc Thorne, who was contacted by Ian Malcolm, created all of Levine's field equipment along with Ari Benton and Kelly Curtis to deduce the location of Site B. They set out on a rescue operation while Arby and Kelly sneak on, because they're underage. Unbeknownst to them, Louis Dodgson, who is a geneticist at Biosyn, spied on the conversation and heads to the island to steal dinosaur eggs. Sarah Harding, field animal expert, is on her way to the island and meets Louis Dodgson. He offers her a ride on his boat, and Louis betrays her because Sarah doesn't know his true intentions and his identity and what he wants to do. Dodgson throws Sarah Harding over the boat, thinking that she'll drown. However, Sarah Harding luckily reaches it to the shore and hides in a cave. Louis Dodgson then, after betraying her, he and his two colleagues, George Basilton and Howard King, continue on their plan to steal dinosaur eggs. So first, they steal eggs from the Maiasaur by using this large box that emits noises that disrupts the dinosaur's hearing. Then he gets all cocky and confident, and he goes straight to the Tyrannosaur nest. He, along with Basilton and King, devise a plan to grab the eggs while Dodgson distracts the adult with his loudspeaker. However, this plan falls apart when Basilton freezes in fear once he sees the adults, forcing Dodgson to continue the plan alone. He accidentally steps on an infant Tyrannosaur, breaking its leg, ouch, and pulling the power cord for the box out. So the speaker wouldn't work anymore. And Basilton is killed by the Tyrannosaur because he's still frozen in fear. And Dodgson makes a run for the SUV with King in it. However, the adult Tyrannosaur is chasing, and they push the SUV off a hill before they can drive away. Dodgson falls out of the vehicle and gets knocked out, while King runs out into the field and gets slaughtered by the velociraptors. Eddie and his group notices King being slaughtered by the velociraptors, and they realize there are other people on the island. So they go to the Tyrannosaur nest, and they come across the baby Tyrannosaur and bring it back to the trailer. Malcolm and Sarah Harding meet up in the trailer and fix its broken leg. The Tyrannosaur adults track the infant and attack the trailers, pushing one of them off a cliff. But Malcolm and Sarah Harding successfully survive, and after facing the Velociraptor and Carnotaur, they successfully find a boat and row themselves off the island, grieving the loss of Eddie. So now that your memory is refreshed, I want to talk about an interesting topic: Michael Crichton's thought process while introducing Malcolm back into the series. So after the first book and the cliffhanger readers were left on with the death of Hammond and Malcolm, Crichton, I guess he regretted this decision, and he needed Malcolm back, saying, quote, "Malcolm came back because I needed him. I could do without the others, but not him because he's the ironic commentator on the action. He keeps telling us why it will go bad, and I had to have him back again." Now, I got this information from the official site of Michael Crichton in an article named In His Own Words. I was definitely very confused about why Malcolm was resurrected. However, after shining some light on it, I can understand why Michael Crichton did so. So Crichton has a habit of killing off characters in Jurassic Park that possess traits that he doesn't like. This can include Hammond, who had greed, Wu, in the first book, the scientist who created dinosaurs, started all this mess. And if this is true, then why did he kill Eddie Carr? So, Eddie Carr didn't possess any bad traits necessarily, and I didn't believe Crichton killed Eddie Carr because he was a bad character. However, he killed off Eddie to show that no matter how prepared you are in life, things can go wrong. Eddie in the book is the engineer who is always prepared. For that reason, he made sure that the trailer would have all of the equipment necessary to survive for a few days. However, just because Eddie prepared for the most unexpected, that doesn't mean he does survive the unexpected. So, moving back to Malcolm, I want to ask you viewers a question. Do you prefer Malcolm's old personality, so in the first book, or his new personality? Personally, I prefer Malcolm's new personality. I felt like Crichton gave him life, instead of just being a plot device that explains how everything will go wrong in the book. Even his interactions with other people give him character now. For example, when Malcolm talks to Sarah Harding, his words actually give off like a more realistic character feeling. Rather in the first book, whenever he talks, he's just explaining how everything will go bad, not having many other character interactions. And so now let me just talk about my favorite thing in any book series, franchise, the movie versus the book. Okay, so there are two main contenders for my favorite scenes in each category. However, the Carnotaurus scenes in the book and the T-Rex San Francisco rampaging scene in the movie takes it over for me. I absolutely love the way Michael Crichton, unknowingly to the readers, introduced the Carnotaur at the beginning of the book and leaves us only with Levine's suspicions and thoughts about why they attacked in such a manner. The Carnotaurs can camouflage in the book, circling around the characters as they seek refuge in the old InGen building. It just enjoyed me to see such underrated dinosaurs have their own scene featured in the book and written so masterfully. Now for the T-Rex San Francisco rampaging scene in the movie, I enjoyed it even more than the Velociraptor attack in the high grass in the movie, and Kelly's gymnastic skills. And the way that Steven Spielberg brought us ancient artifacts to the New World, even though the blockbuster building doesn't count, made me enjoy the movie even more. They showed how the T-Rex would communicate with humans with teeth. That just about wraps it up, and thank you for listening to my podcast. Until next time.